joined to my virtual left, my man, Eddie Antle. Why don't you say what's up, Eddie?
What's up, everybody? Hey.
And we also have Ben Carr, campus pastor of our Yorktown campus in the house. Ben, why don't you say what's up?
What's up?
Hey, we've said what's up. Now we want to encourage you guys to say what's up right there in the chat. We'd love to know who's joining with us on a Tuesday afternoon. Some of y'all are slurping down a smoothie. Maybe you're chomping on some lunch. Maybe some of you are just powering through your lunch break to get caught up with the holiday work. We're just so glad that you're choosing to spend a few minutes with us. Why don't you go ahead right there in the chat and let us know you are joining us here today. Well, we got a special segment for you today. We're going to talk and share with you some of the tips and tricks you need to know about inviting for Christmas in 2020. But before we share our tips and tricks, we want to remind you that we will be offering some incredible Christmas services right here at Water's Edge. And I want to make sure you do not miss out on all that we are doing here at Water's Edge. We're going to be hosting 8 services between December 23rd and December 24th. Some of them will be online, some of them will be in person, but there's going to be so many opportunities for you to get connected this Christmas and to experience Christmas at Water's Edge. As a matter of fact, I want to make sure that you know how to get all the information you need to be a part of Christmas at Water's Edge. All you have to do is go to watersedgechurch.net, and I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see how easy this literally can be. So you go to watersedgechurch.net. It's going to take you to our beautiful homepage here. All you have to do is click Christmas with Water's Edge, and you're going to get all the information you need for our Christmas services. You're going to see all the different service times, all the different locations. You're also going to be given an opportunity to get your ticket. And again, if you are choosing to view and experience Water's Edge with your family in person at one of our campuses, whether it's Yorktown, Newport News, or Williamsburg, I want to encourage you, while you're getting your ticket, go ahead and register your kids as well, because kids' spots are filling up, tickets are selling out. This is your opportunity to secure your spot for Christmas at Water's Edge. And if you are part of our Water's Edge family, or you're just looking for a way to spread some holiday cheer and to make Christmas an unforgettable experience for others, why don't you think about joining one of our volunteer teams right here at Water's Edge? We'll train you. It's a short-term commitment. We just need you for Christmas this holiday season. So if you haven't signed up to volunteer, go ahead and click this volunteer button. Let us know you're interested, and we'd love to have you be part of our Christmas at Water's Edge team. All right, now, for what all of you tuned in for, we know that a big part of what makes Christmas amazing is when your friends, your family, your coworkers, or those that you see out in the community come and experience Water's Edge Christmas with you. And so we're going to share with you some of our tips and tricks, things to consider when you are inviting this holiday season, really to make sure it's the best holiday experience, not just for you, but for those friends, families, coworkers, and those in our community. So to lead the way in sharing some tips and tricks, I want to throw it on over to my friend from our Williamsburg campus, Pastor Eddie Antle.
Let's go. What's up, everybody? Super excited to be sharing a couple tips and tricks this morning on inviting. Love what Matt said about volunteering as well for Christmas to really help us change the way people think about church. But you're here to learn about inviting this afternoon or morning, depending on where you're at. So I just want to share a couple ones. Overall, my favorite thing to do with someone is in order to invite them is to give them something. It's to give them something along with an invite. And so a couple years ago, my wife made cookies from some of our neighbors, and we attached a little invite to it and just dropped it on their front porch. This year, maybe not make your own cookies. Maybe you could purchase some cookies and tag an invite on there and give them to your neighbors or people you know or even don't know if they're store-bought, or on Sunday, if you're at one of our in-person services, obviously you can use that ornament that we handed out to help you invite as well and share a little hope that way. Invite to Christmas services. And so and Christmas really is Christmas is a natural time for people to go.
That's
to
right.
It's a regular time that people want to go to church. And so for many people, they just don't know where they're going to go yet. And so
Yeah.
you could be just giving them that little bit of information they need to really decide where they want to go to church for Christmas Eve or Christmas services. And really, they're just waiting on an invite.
That's right.
And the last thing I just want to add to this is that one of my biggest fears about inviting people, maybe this is yours as well, is just that fear of rejection. And in fact, that's a regular fear of mine, just fear of rejection. I don't know if you feel that or not, but with inviting, it's the same kind of deal. And so with rejection, what I've experienced, all the inviting over the years and years and years of my invites, and maybe Matt and Ben, you guys can attest to this. Really, rejection doesn't happen with inviting. Like
It doesn't.
It just doesn't. I don't know what I'm afraid of, but it just doesn't happen. The worst thing that happens, and it's not a bad thing at all. It's what happens is, hey, would you come to church with me? Oh, I already go to this other church. That's awesome. It's not a rejection at all, but it generally what people, when we invite people it's usually an, oh, thank you so much. I'm really excited. Maybe I'll come this weekend or I'll come next week and I work this week, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's rarely rejection. And so that's just a lie that you kind of have to overcome as you're inviting people, and just kind of give yourself confidence that oftentimes, especially in this season, they want the invite. They want it.
That's good.
Yep. Ben, what are some things that you've done in the past, or some tips and tricks that you got?
Yeah, I think those are great, Eddie. I think for me, is I think one of the tips is try to find the people that you hang out with, like a circle of influence. Man, for some of you, that are watching, it could be maybe your work environment. For some of you, it could be maybe where during the season, if you're going shopping somewhere, that kind of the people that you're with or going to be coming in contact with. For me, it's going to be the people that I'm around that know me, that don't go to church, because I'm usually surrounded by people that don't go to church.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's given me kind of a circle. So imagine a circle, and then the influence that you have outside of the church walls of people that you can influence. And that can be a lot of different ways you can influence people. But for me, is I find a circle that I can basically have like a voice in. And then once I have that voice in that circle, from there, I can begin to say, you know what, once I've earned the right from them to kind of have that relationship, that friendship with them over time, you can eventually say, hey, you know what, you go to church anywhere, and that opens up conversation. So for me, a tip would basically be is whether it's for Christmas or next year, it is going to be surrounding yourself with people that you have influence in their lives with. And it could be outside of the normal church realm. So that would be a tip for me, is identify the circle that you're around and that you have a voice in. And then once you have that voice into that circle, from there, some tricks you can do, like I did yesterday, is usually I'm out and about, and I handed out, Eddie, you mentioned the ornament that we passed out this past Sunday, which was a brilliant idea, by the way. It had an invite in there and an opportunity for them to have an ornament. But in that, I was able to pass out 5 cards just yesterday at a location that I was at. And a trick you can do is if you have a goal where you're going into a place, if you're out and about, going into a place, you got to have contact with those people somehow. And particularly in this season we're in, people are a little weird, a little different. So you got to use your judgment, use discernment, have wisdom, be safe. We know that. But for me, I put them in my pocket, like in my coat pocket. And so I know going into that place, I don't want to have to carry them around. And so I have to give them out because I don't want to carry them around. So if you want to pass out an invite as far as going and being around people and giving them to them, have the circle that you're involved in, have the cards in your pocket or even in your hand, because if you have even in your hand, you're not going to want to have to carry them the whole time. So give them out to somebody that you know of in your circle of influence. I think it's hard to invite people that you don't know. That's been my experience over the several years of inviting people. Is if it's hard for me to invite people I don't know, but these people I actually knew a little bit. They've been to WEC, I think, one other time, like a long time ago. And so I had that vehicle to use, the voice to use to invite them. And I think a trick is, if you want to go somewhere today, or maybe you're in the office right now and you're like, should I go invite the person next door in my office? Yes, you should. But carry the invite card with you. That way you can get rid of it while you give it to them, and then say exactly what you want to say is, hey, you going to church anywhere Christmas? we'd love to have you. It's a party. Your kids would love it. And I want you to be there. Can I show you how to get tickets? Can I show you a little bit more about what we're about as a church? And so eventually, if you come across as excited about inviting somebody to church, they're more than likely to come. So another trick is you got to be excited about what you're sharing.
That's
people.
right. Yeah.
You can't be like,
Come on.
hey, y'all want to come to church? Like 2020 has already been that. It's already been like that. Like, be excited about your church, wherever you're invited, whether it's online or in person. Be excited about who you're inviting and why you're inviting them to church. Like, if you're bored, well, Jiminy Jack, I wouldn't come either. If you're excited, I'd be excited. You're going to be excited. Everybody's going to be excited. So your tone, how you come across, you got to be excited about what you're inviting people to. Otherwise, they're not going to come.
That's really good, Ben.
Yeah.
So good. So good. So far, we've heard, one of the great ways is maybe attach your invite to a gift. Add some extra value to your invite. Also, start with your sphere of influence, and you got to come prepared and be excited, right? Because many times if we don't come prepared, we're going to forget, we're going to make excuses. But when we're excited and we come prepared, ready to do it, many times God's going to line us up with the perfect person to extend that invitation to. Hey, I know we have some folks joining us online. We've got people inviting family from California. We've got people inviting from Florida. We've got folks that are saying, hey, my tip and trick is don't be shy. Just put your invitation out there. What's the worst that can happen? They could say no. And I love that. I love that attitude. The worst thing that can happen is they can just say no, right? That's the worst thing that can happen. I love, if you have any more tips or tricks, those of us joining us online, go ahead and put your tips and tricks and who you're planning on inviting for Christmas. Now, I'm going to share kind of a new way of inviting in 2020, right? As many of you know, back in March, we were forced to shut our doors and we took the big leap to go online, right? Going online was a big jump for our church, a big change for our church. But now we're starting to see it being something that is actually helping our church grow and helping get more and more people connected and exposing more and more people to what is happening at Water's Edge Church. So what are some creative ways that you can invite online, right? Because many of us are still online. We maybe haven't returned back to a service, or maybe like some of the folks in the chat, they're saying, hey, I want to invite people from other states. What are some easy ways to invite people online? So the first thing, and I'm going to share my screen again here, I'm going to get real techie, is if you happen to be on Facebook, there is a tool that you hear us talk about all the time at Water's Edge, and it's the share tool. Right now, I'm just on the Water's Edge Church Facebook page, and there's tons of resources, tons of content on our Facebook page that makes it so easy to invite. But I'm going to go down to a video that we just put out that basically highlights what to expect for Christmas, creates some energy around what's happening. And if you look right under the video, there's this little share button, right? When you click on the share button, it actually gives you several different options, right? The first option is you can click share now, and that literally takes this video and this post and puts it on your page. And that means all of the people who follow you, all the people who pay attention to your Facebook world now will see this incredible video, and they'll be able to have some more information about Christmas at Water's Edge. Now, let's just say you want to take it beyond your page, right? You want to take Water's Edge and what we're doing for Christmas to the world, right? You want to take it to as many people as you can. Well, there's some fun ways you can do that. The next way you can do it is to share it to your story, right? Your story tends to reach more people than your page alone, your wall post. So simply saying share to your story will actually get more people to see this video, more people exposed to what Water's Edge Church is doing. But if you want to take it even further than that, if you come down here, and it's kind of hidden, but it says more options. If you click that more options button, it actually gives you some more ways that you can actually share this particular piece of content. And one way that I have found to reach a lot of people with literally a couple of clicks of a button is to go to share to a group. Chances are you're connected to not just your friends and family members on Facebook, but you've probably joined some groups out there, whether you're a fan of dogs, or maybe you restore furniture, or maybe you just want to find the latest deals happening in your community, or maybe you just want to know what's happening in your community. Chances are you are a part of at least one group on Facebook, right? And that group, what's really interesting about groups on Facebook is that they're comprised with people from all over the world. They're not just confined to the 757 or your neighborhood or your city, but it really is people from all around the world. And so simply clicking that share to a group button allows you, and check out how easy this is, right? These are some of the groups that I'm a part of, right? I'm a part of a lot of groups, as you can tell. And literally all I have to do is hit that share button next to each one of these groups. And some of these groups have 60,000 people in the groups. I know some of your groups, maybe they're fans of Justin Timberlake or something like that. You have a fan page that you're a part of. Just simply clicking that share button now gives all those fans the opportunity to experience Water's Edge Church. It's one small way to leverage technology to maximize your invitation. Guys, if we want to change the way 10,000 people think about church, part of that's going to happen with everything that Eddie talked about as far as, hey, we got to make the invite personal. We got to add value to it. Part of it is going to be looking at your sphere of influence. Who are you rubbing shoulders with every day, whether it's your friend circle, your family circle, your work circle, and be prepared and excited to invite. But then another way that we're going to reach 10,000 and beyond this Christmas is simply leveraging the tools that technology gives us. Now, Facebook is just one of many platforms that you can use to share Water's Edge content. But I'm sure if you're already connected online, if you've got a social media platform that you're using, you know how to share, you know how to get the content out there. So I just want to encourage you, take some of the content that Water's Edge provides to you on their Facebook page, on our website, on our Instagram, and just go ahead and share it. Just click the button, let people know what we're doing for Christmas in 2020, and we will change the way 10,000 people think about church. Now, Eddie, any last words to those who are thinking about, maybe they're inspired by this video, by this Zoom, and they're like, man, I want to get out there and invite. Any final words you have for them?
I don't think so. I just keep going back to Nike, just do it.
Just do it.
Because it feels so good after you invite someone. And really, there's really almost a euphoria maybe that you get from inviting. There's a great feeling you get after inviting, and you do it once, and man, you just want to kind of want to keep doing it. So I just encourage you, do one and see how you feel afterwards.
I love that. Pastor Ben, one final bit of encouragement to all those going out and inviting this week.
Yeah, I mean, encouragement is you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
Number two would be, I would say, just decide right now and go invite somebody right now, whether it be with the Facebook idea you shared, Matt, or somebody you're coming in contact with. Go and do one right now. That would be my challenge to you. Do it right now. Watch what happens. You're going to feel really good about what you did. And the more times you do it, the stronger you're going to get, and you're going to invite thousands upon thousands of people.
That's right. That's right. Hey, the church has only moved forward through the power of invitation, whether it's a personal invite, someone sharing a story. And so this is a part of not just growing our faith, but it's a part of advancing the church. And so as Christ followers, this should be a regular diet in our lives of sharing what God has done in our life and inviting people to experience it as well. Guys, Christmas at Water's Edge is going to be incredible. Again, if you haven't gotten your tickets, go to watersedgechurch.net/Christmas. Get your tickets, register your kids. If you want to help us out and you want to join one of our amazing Christmas volunteer teams, go ahead and click that volunteer button again on our website. We look forward to celebrating Christmas with you and all those people that you invite this holiday season. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll be seeing you soon.